can you just get a quick word, sir? Do you mind? I'm just speaking to Stephen at the Rotary Way intersection where he's just used the old Colwyn cycling diversion, which takes the riders away from the direct line along the railway path on the front of old Colwyn. Stephen, what is your feelings about the diversion that you've just used?
I think it's very tricky diversion. Some of the signposting isn't fantastic. Even if you follow the signposting, the route itself is very, very tricky. There's a junction here where the cars come off the motorway, and the cars coming onto the motorway as well, that's potentially very dangerous.
It is a very tricky corner, that, isn't it?
I'm an experienced cyclist and I had to think twice about which way I wanted to go.
Yes.
As a young family, together trying to encourage people to cycle, I think it's overly tricky. I think it's a potential danger.
Yes. What you seem to be saying is that it's not satisfactory as a cycle route diversion.
No, I mean, it's bad enough. Some of the shared routes are great, but that one is very, very tricky.
Where are you going from today and to? Where have you started off from?
I'm from Prestatyn. I'm going to Ross-on-Sea and then back again.
Yes. So on your way back, you may choose the alternative railway path.
Yeah, well, I'll have a look for it anyway. I didn't know it was available, but I'll have a look for it.
Yes,
See if I'll make a judgment myself as to which is the safest way, because I'm not very happy with that.
There is a cycling prohibition on that route,
is there? Right.
But cyclists are using it. We've seen cyclists using it, but courteously dismounting when they come across other cyclists.
I'll have a look and I'll have a look and see what I think when I get there. If not, I'll come this way, but have to be aware, obviously, of the tricky moments. But shouldn't have to do that really.
Much obliged to you, Stephen. I'll just take a quick look at your bike. You're obviously a fair lad with the bike. Thank you, Stephen.
No problem, thank you.
This way.
I've just met Glyn. He's a local lad. He lives locally, and he's on the old Colwyn diversion near the footbridge over the road. He's telling me we're sharing a great deal of views and agreeing on the hazard of the bypass, the diversion. But you particularly referred to a lady that uses a disability scooter.
Yeah, well, it's my wife. So I've got my daughter with me as well. So she uses a mobility scooter. She has a long-term illness which impedes her walking, so she has to use a mobility scooter to get around. And we live just up the road from the beach here.
Yes.
And so to come down to the beach, we normally follow a pretty quiet way down next to the river. But since they've added this diversion, she doesn't feel permissible, I guess. She feels as if coming along the trainway would cause a conflict with the walkers because her mobility scooter is quite wide. And so it just creates a blockage on the path that people have to then try and avoid her. So we've been coming down and over the slip roads off the A55, and then with Ada's younger brothers as well. So coming with the family and the partner in the mobility scooter and crossing those slip roads, especially when you're coming in this direction, because you've got traffic coming onto that slip road from 3 different directions. So it's obviously difficult.
Yeah, sure. Highly dangerous because the drivers are concentrating on the car ahead of them you're not within the cognizance zone in a way. They're not cognizant of you there. Yes, well, many thanks.
Obviously the biggest concern is if there was a problem with her mobility scooter as she's in the middle of her crossing the road.
Yes.
And she's then left stranded in the middle of the slip road, would be a major concern.
The point has been made, I can assure you. So if you were taking your family, children, or perhaps riding a recumbent bicycle or an adapted bicycle in some way, it could be very dangerous. Anyway, many thanks. I wish you well.
Thank you very much.
You are our future. Do you realise? Okay, thanks.